Let's both go all in. No holding anything back. This is what it looks like to go beyond a Super Saiyan God. Let's both do our best.
Alright guys, we have the ROF Blues EZA, which I'm really intrigued to use. This started as something I really didn't care about to now I'm interested. I've been seeing on the timeline that these guys may have some juice. So let's find out if they do. Let's see if it's really worth the squeeze. So they are level 10 links. We do only have the one dupe. Primarily prioritize additional and dodge, just because they do kind of need the dodge. And the additional is handy with the Goku stacks. We do have him on the Realm of Gods team with the Carnival LRUI Goku. We've got the boosted units on the team. We're essentially going to have some fun. So, we have a pretty good setup right now. The only thing we're missing is Resurrection F and Super God Combat. What does that give again? 20% attack. That's a decent amount of attack to miss out on. But we are starting with a 788k attack stat, 386 on defense, which is not too shabby at all when you consider the fact that Goku is going to be stacking attack. And then because we triggered the entrance animation, which I always forget how good that looks, Goku does gain an extra key plus 3, 150 attack and defense, 2 additional attacks, each which have a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, which I think is a great buff to have on the entrance animation, just because, again, Goku is stacking. So hopefully we can get quite a few of those pop, especially with a 70% chance to do it. And then you also have a 30% chance to crit and a 50% chance to dodge for 3 turns, which is enough time until you eventually exchange into Vegeta. So hopefully that dodge to go with the dodge we have is going to be working overtime. And he's starting with 250 attack and defense and 59% damage reduction, which of course is going to help out with any potential normals he does indeed take post-super. So we're actually starting with 27.5 mil to begin with, which I have to say, for a stacker who's stacking 50% attack each super with all the additionals he has, that's a good starting point. Maybe I was a little bit too quick to judge you. Cool. Double digits on the normals. I mean, that's kind of to be expected with the extra stats, the damage reduction, and then not only that as well, the defense he got on super attack. You are raising defense by 30% for 4 turns. And of course, if those additionals are popping as well, that's even more defense to have in a turn as well, which can kind of really help out with Goku when it comes to normals. Definitely not super attacks. I think that's really obvious. He just doesn't have enough in his kit to help him out with tanking super attacks, aside from, of course, dodge. But that's to be expected. But 59% damage reduction with all the possible defense you can build up could actually help him out a lot. I will say that. Because when attacking, he also gains 250 attack and then receives an additional 200% defense when receiving an attack. So, I mean, normals, Goku's absolutely fine, or probably fine for the majority. Still love these animations, by the way. They're so good. But super attacks, as I said, I think is very obvious. You are relying on that 50% chance to dodge, and any dodge you're giving him from the hidden potential system. I think that's just a fact. Do you know what? For old time's sake, let me have AGLUY in slot 1. Let me just let him dodge, because the guaranteed first turn dodge is sensational. To be fair, Visual can basically do that as well, but let's just, again, for old time's sake, probably one of the best aging EZAs, just because of how good his dodge mechanic is in the entire game. Like, he just is. Whether you agree with it or not, he is actually just one of the best EZAs I think we've ever gotten in Dokkan in the history of the game, because he can just dodge so much. And the first time guaranteed dodge, sensational, of course, when and where you can use it. So when we eventually exchange into Vegeta, that will be from the 4th turn. So that's why that entrance animation lasting 3 turns is essentially perfect, because once Goku loses all the extra stats, once you lose the additionals, the crit, the dodge, you're literally ready. The game set you up. You are ready to exchange into Vegeta. I've always thought that part of their kit was made well. I mean, Dokkan does that on every single unit. Like, you lose out on buffs, entrance animations, etc. Especially when there's a reversible exchange or an active skill. You always lose out on that. when you eventually need to use said active skill, whether it's going to be like a move or an exchange regardless. But damage-wise, Goku's looking good. As I said, the dodge is handy to help him when it comes to not being able to tank supers. Normals, as I said, he's looking okay with. But I think if he was to not dodge... Actually, I don't know why I said think. It's definitely not think. It's guaranteed. But he does only have a 50% chance to dodge. So if he doesn't, you can pretty much guarantee that Goku's dead. Goku is dead. There is nothing saving Goku while he is out from not dying aside from the dodge. And if you don't do that, I can pretty much guarantee you are almost dead. Doesn't matter who you're facing in the game. I don't think no matter who you take him into right now, when it comes to like meta content, Goku is getting absolutely whipped, thwapped, swapped, mollywopped. Any way you want to put it, Goku is dead. I think that's just a simple way to put it. But where are we up to with our stacks? I mean, we're already up to like 1.57 mil, which is probably double, if not just over double, what we started with. Now, one thing that worries me is these guys have just appeared, so I'm going to pop an Usher. We already know Goku can tank when it comes to the normals anyway. And again, from his kit, we already know that a super attack will absolutely just mollywop him. So there's no need to test that out. But how far? This is of course going to be our final turn of stacking, because we're going to immediately exchange into Vegeta when we can. How much damage can we get Goku up to? Because, you know, from where he's starting from and with the built-in crit, you know, you're looking at, with all the additionals, some solid damage. 31 mil is a good point to be at. And again, we haven't even exchanged yet. He's still stacking. And again, with all the additionals and crit, you could possibly do a good amount of damage in a turn. So at least there's that. Goku's pretty much a dodge or die unit. I wouldn't say an overly amazing one, because he literally does absolutely nothing else. I mean, apart from stack, which is quite nice. And we're getting really unlucky with the additional supers. Damn. 2 additionals that weren't supers. Dokkan's hating on me right now. Dokkan is full on hate watch. So, if you think about it this way, once we exchange into Vegeta the next time they appear, we actually could have had a bit more juice under Vegeta, but unfortunately, Dokkan really doesn't want to see me succeed right now, and they are hate watching me because we have missed out, I think, on a total of 3 or 4 additional supers from 2 of Goku's appearances. And again, it's not like we're going to hold out, because the next time Goku appears, his 50% chance to dodge is gone. I mean, while he may be able to tank normals post-super, I'd rather not, A, find out, B, if he gets super attacked and we only have hidden potential dodge to rely on, yeah, again, we're dead. And I'd rather not find out. So I think that's pretty obvious. So let's just quickly see where Goku's up to now that he's essentially lost everything. I mean, attack-wise, we're still looking good because of the stacks. But let's switch into Vegeta. I actually still really love this animation to this day. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing this again.
Hey, Kakarot!
We'll switch in a little while, okay? Still have some fight left in me.
This has gone on long enough. You promised me we'd take turns.
Okay, okay.
I'm not soft like Kakarot. Say your prayers.
Here's my boy. He's ready. So now we've got Vegeta out, and he is starting with 200% attack and defense. We have a 50% chance to crit. Of course, we are no longer stacking. He does also randomly change key spheres to rainbow orbs, which this is another unit, by the way, that is also not only going on the Carnival LR's lead of Realm of Gods, which once all the boosts wear off is just going to need some major help. Unfortunately, UI Goku and SSB and the EZA of the ROF Blues just aren't enough. It then also goes on SSJ4 Vegeta's lead and also Daima SSJ4 Goku's lead. So all the anniversary leads getting major buffs right now, which is great. And maybe that orb changing can also help out the likes of Daima Goku and Vegeta. But then he also receives an additional key +1 per orb obtained. Vegeta is on a 2.12 million attack stat with 619k defense. Of course, we are going to leave him in slot 2 because that's where he needs to be. And then for 3 turns from his entry, we do have an extra 150 attack and 200% defense. And when attacking, we'll gain an extra 150 attack on top of that and 100% defense as well. While on super attack, massively raising attack by 100%. So I do really wish we got a couple more stacks off. But at the end of the day, what can you do? Dokkan decided to not give me any. 37 mil is a good point to start with. Unfortunately, if we don't dodge, we are going to die because we are on 1% HP. And he is greatly raising defense by 50% for 4 turns. So a nice, decent defensive buff. Then for every rainbow orb obtained, he's up to 40 mil now as well. Maybe I misjudged you. Maybe I treated you too harshly. For every rainbow orb, of course, he is his own rainbow orb changer. He will gain 100% attack up to 200% defense, which means you only need 2. 25% chance to crit and damage reduction rate up to 50. While also launching an additional attack, there's a 70% chance to become a super. Now, I know that was pretty brief, but I think I've seen all I needed to see. Did I misjudge them a little bit too quickly? I'm not going to lie. Yes, I did. This unit does have a bit of juice. However, they're nothing amazing, but they're not too bad either. Goku stacks is great, especially if you can get as many of them off as possible. We didn't get too much. Vegeta was already doing like over 30-40 mil on his first 2 super attacks. So Vegeta and Goku can definitely do some damage. The dodge is very handy at keeping Goku alive, so the damage reduction could probably handle the majority, if not all normals in the game. If you get super attack and you don't dodge, it's curtains. When it comes to Vegeta, I said good damage output as well. In terms of him tanking though, I think just the same as Goku, you're looking at, you know, the damage reduction, the 50%. I think the rainbow orb changing is great, especially because you only need 2 to get his full buffs. But it's looking like maybe, because this is GDC special battle, so this is aging quite a bit. There's a lot more difficult events in the game right now. If maybe you don't get as many super attacks as you need with Vegeta, or because of course Jeets loses the dodge, you're relying on hidden potential system. If it's a super attack, maybe Vegeta dies? Or if he is surviving any of the current content, then... And you get all the additional supers, full damage reduction. Because we had full damage reduction there. It's just we had low health. But he still took 1.9 mil. Then maybe you don't die, but... Or maybe you don't get one shot, but you're close to dying. And I mean, how useful really is that? But I think I definitely misjudged the unit. They work well with units around them. They can do damage. They can handle normals. I just don't know how many super attacks in the game they can handle. So they're not terrible, but they're not great either. Definitely misjudged, but there is some juice. I just wouldn't say it's worth the squeeze. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, and post.